Never finish a crochet dress and then realize it doesn't fit because you skipped one tiny step at the beginning. I've been crocheting for years, and I still see this happen all the time, even to people who have made dozens of projects before. You pick a cute pattern, you grab your yarn, you sit down excited, and then somewhere around the skirt section, something goes wrong. The sizing is off, the bodice gaps, the straps are too tight, and the worst part? It was completely avoidable. So today, I'm going to walk you through how to crochet a girl's dress from start to finish, and I'm going to make sure you don't make the mistakes that most people make. Whether this is for your daughter, your niece, a friend's kid, or just because you want to try something new, this is going to be the most helpful thing you watch today. Let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is yarn, because this is where a lot of people go wrong before they even start. When you're making a dress for a girl, you want something soft, not scratchy, not stiff, soft. Kids have sensitive skin, and they will let you know if something is uncomfortable. They will take it off and never wear it again. So all your hard work ends up in a drawer. Cotton yarn is one of the best choices for a dress. It's breathable, it washes well, and it feels good against skin. A lightweight cotton or a cotton blend is what I'd go for. You can also use a bamboo blend if you want something with a little more drape, which looks really beautiful on a dress. Stay away from anything that says acrylic only if it feels rough when you touch it. Some acrylics are actually really soft now, so don't just dismiss them, but touch it first. For hook size, you want to match what the yarn label says or go down half a size if you want the fabric to be tighter and more structured. Dresses sometimes need a little structure in the bodice area so they hold their shape, so this is something to think about depending on the design you choose. Now, let's talk about gauge. I know, everyone wants to skip gauge, but for a dress, you really can't. A dress has to fit a real body, and if your tension is off even slightly, the whole thing can come out too big or too small. You don't need to make a huge swatch. Just make a small square about 10 stitches by 10 rows and measure it against what the pattern says. If it matches, you're good. If not, adjust your hook size and try again. This takes maybe 10 minutes, and it saves you hours of frustration later. Okay, so now let's actually get into the construction of the dress. Most girls' dress patterns are worked from the top down, which means you start at the neckline or the yoke and work your way down to the hem. This is really nice because it means you can try the dress on the child as you go, or you can hold it up against them to check the length before you've committed to a certain number of rows. Top-down construction also makes it easier to adjust the length of the skirt, which is one of the most common things people want to change. You start by casting on your chain, and the number of chains depends on the size you're making. Most patterns will have a size guide, and you'll want to measure the child's chest and use that measurement to figure out which size to follow. Don't just guess based on age. Kids vary so much. A 4-year-old and a 4-year-old can be completely different sizes. Measure the actual child if you can, or use a piece of clothing that fits them well. Once you have your starting chain, you're going to join it into a round and begin building the yoke. The yoke is the top part of the dress, the section that sits across the shoulders and chest. This part usually involves increases, which means you're adding stitches at regular intervals to create a shape that fans out. The increases are what give the dress its fit. They're spaced in a way that shapes the front, back, and shoulders all at once. If you're using a pattern that calls for single crochet in the yoke, just know that it's going to be a denser fabric, which gives nice structure. If the pattern uses half double crochet or double crochet, the fabric will have a little more stretch and flow, which can look really elegant. Neither is better or worse, it's just a different look. As you work through the yoke, you might reach a point where the pattern asks you to separate the stitches for the armholes. This is where the body of the dress splits away from the sleeves. You'll put a certain number of stitches on hold, usually on a stitch holder or just a piece of scrap yarn, and then you'll chain a few stitches to bridge the gap under the arm. This part can feel a little confusing the first time, but once you do it once, it makes total sense. You're basically telling the dress where the arms go and where the body continues. After the armhole separation, the rest of the yoke comes together and you continue working down into the body of the dress. This section, from the armholes to where the skirt starts, is usually worked in a pretty simple stitch pattern. A lot of patterns use rows of double crochet here, maybe with a small shell or fan stitch detail. This gives the dress a nice texture without being too complicated. Now, here's something I want to point out because it's easy to miss. As you're working the body section, keep checking the width against the child's measurements. The dress should be able to fit over the widest part of their body, which is usually the hips, not just the chest. If you get to the waist area and the dress already feels snug, you might need to add a few extra stitches in the next section before you start the skirt. It's easier to add width now than to try to rip back later. When you reach the spot where the skirt begins, most patterns will have you do a large increase round. This is where things get fun. You're basically doubling or significantly increasing your stitch count in one round, which creates all that beautiful flare in the skirt. This is what gives the dress that classic, full, flowy look that everyone loves. If you want a less poofy skirt, you can do a smaller increase. If you want maximum flare, do a bigger one. The pattern will guide you, but knowing why you're doing it helps you make changes if you want to. The skirt section is where you get to really play with stitch patterns. Shell stitches look stunning on a dress skirt. Fan stitches, V-stitches, or even just a simple ripple stitch can make the skirt look really intentional and beautiful. This is also where the dress starts to grow quickly because you have so many stitches at this point. The rows get longer, but they also go faster because the stitches are often more open and lacy. Keep working the skirt until you reach the length you want. This is where holding the dress up against the child or checking against a measurement you took earlier is so useful. Some people like a dress that hits just above the knee. Some people like it longer. There's no wrong answer here. Just keep going until it looks right to you. When you're happy with the length, you'll finish off the bottom edge with a border. A simple row of single crochet cleans up the edge and stops any curling. But if you want something fancier, a shell stitch border, a picot edge, or even a little riffle at the hem can make the whole dress feel so finished and polished. This is the last impression the dress makes, so it's worth spending a few extra minutes on it.
Now, the straps or sleeves. If your dress design has straps, you'll go back and pick up the stitches you left on hold and crochet those into the straps. You'll want to make sure the straps are long enough to go over the shoulder comfortably without digging in. Try them on the child if you can, or measure before you fasten off. You can always add more rows to the strap if it's too short, but you can't add them back once you've weaved in the ends. If your dress has short sleeves instead of straps, you'll do the same thing. Pick up the held stitches and work in the round to create a small sleeve. Just a few rounds of single crochet or a simple stitch pattern is all you need. Finish the sleeve edge the same way you finished the hem. Once the dress is fully